G'day guys, welcome to my bottle shop. This is Rock Rider and I'm Marcus. How are ya?
Hey Marcus, how you going, mate?
Yeah, good. So today,
what have we got today, mate?
Oh, today we got the George Remus bourbon. Comes from the same place as the Angel's Envy, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware of.
Well, I see, Marcus, hang on a minute. What's going on here?
I didn't...
half a bottle. Where did the other half go, Marcus?
I can't vouch for that. But no, what we are I'm showing you guys today is a George Remus bourbon. We're going to do a bit of a taste test, get a feel for the product, compare it to some of the other things we got on the market here in my bottle shop, and yeah, share some of the tasting notes with you guys. So, Rock, what do you reckon? You obviously, you know.
Well, look,
got a good feel for the product.
Marcus, you know, ease my way through this bottle, and I have to say. You know, and actually, if you just want to pour a little bit of this out, we'll just show the unwrapping here. Actually, it's got a nice paper sort of seal on the top, and everything about the product screams quality. It's a really nice, sturdy bottle, big bottle. It's got a cork, as you can see, really nice cork, and it's got the old style. I always think of it as the old style, like Prohibition. Sort of rim around the top of the bottle, so it gives a bit of class when you're pouring it out. You know what I mean? I think we sell it here in Australia anyway for about $100 a bottle, which, you know, it's up there. You know,
not the cheapest.
No, it's not the cheapest. You know, you compare it against probably out there in the marketplace. You know, it's up against maybe Wild Turkey 101, which you probably spend about $70 on. So you're spending an extra $30
right.
for this product, but. I think it's got a premium presentation. You can see here with the cork and so on. And Marcus, I mean, this product's made actually in Indiana.
Oh, right.
Yeah, at Lawrenceburg, and it's actually made by MGP, which is one of the largest distillers in the United States. And actually, MGP make tons of brands. And you alluded to one earlier.
Yes.
I don't know whether a lot of people know that MGP make this, but MGP make the juice, and Angel's Envy finish it in this particular case in the port wine casks. So, and we all know that's a great product.
Yeah, well,
and
I love
some of the other,
so I'm quite excited to.
Yeah, some of the other brands that MGP make, James Pepper, Angel's Envy, Smooth Ambler, Bullet Rye, which
Rye, yeah.
We get here in Australia, and you'll love this one. 5 Cougars, please. They make Cougar bourbon for the Australian market as well, for Carlton United Breweries down in Victoria. So MGP got a lot of heritage. They actually own the brand George Remus. That's actually the story about it. And a lot of people have wondered, what's the mash bill? What makes up this bourbon? And actually I did a bit of research on the internet, and I found out that it's 60% corn, 36% rye. So if you just smell that, Marcus, it's got that little bit of fusile. You know, it's a little bit ethanol-y. It's got that bit of bite to the nose, bit of bread sweetness.
Yes.
That's 36% rye.
But the corn is definitely prevalent. You know, when I do know that, first thing I do say about this is.
It's a good corn bourbon. 36% rye. So to be honest, for it to be called a rye, it has to be 51%. So it's only 15% off being a rye whiskey, and the last little 4% is malted barley. So let's give this a bit of a taste, and let me know what you think, because this is the first time you tried it, Marcus.
This is the first time, so I'm going in blind here.
I did demolish this half bottle, but let us know, Marcus. Give us some feedback on what you think.
Cheers, right?
Ooh. First thing you notice is that sweet, caramelly, high proof really hits you, right?
Yeah, it does. Gives you that bit of a burn at the back of the throat. Very prevalent. But not all such a strong finish.
It does fade away a bit.
It does fade away. It does fade away.
It does fade away. It's 47%, which I know just before we did the video, you said you're pretty impressed by Australian standards. That you know, we're so used to getting watered down 40% bourbons
40
here.
to 43.
Even what was the last one that went down? Woodford Reserve went down from 43 down to 45, down to 43, down to 40.
Yeah, major disappointment.
So that's good to see a 47% there. What's your overall thoughts about the flavour?
Look, it's okay. I can definitely taste the sweet notes in it, which is good. but it still does have that punch in it. But unfortunately for me, you know, with the short finish,
You like your long finishes,
I
don't
do.
you? You like a nice
Maybe
long
that's just
finish
me
going right
personally,
down.
guys,
Right?
you know, it might not be for everyone, but you know, probably wouldn't put it up the best, but it is not bad.
Yeah, and look, look, I think it's got the real difference about it compared to your other Kentucky bourbons, like, you know, that are out there in the Australian market. Like, you know, I suppose the big one's probably Wild Turkey that a lot of people drink. I mean, I'm not counting Jack Daniels because that's a Tennessee whiskey, totally different. This is, you know, you're getting a 750ml bottle, you're getting 47%. So,
Yeah, the
you know,
750ml bottle,
you know,
that does appeal to some collectors as well, you know, different size.
It's got that high rye in it though, and Australians are going to be probably maybe a little bit shocked initially by that. I tell you what though, I reckon it'd make either a great old fashioned or a great Manhattan. Because of the
Really
rye in it,
cocktail.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, just, you know,
Definitely.
just mix it up in a basic cocktail. I do, Marcus, before we go, I do have an interesting story to tell you about George Remus the man. And I learned this on, like so many things, on Netflix. There's actually a show on Netflix about Prohibition. It's from the public broadcasting system in America. So it goes at all this depth. But George Remus the man, well, he was a bootlegger, so he bought a whiskey in from Canada during Prohibition and sold it illegally to all the speakeasies and so forth. He made a lot of money, but he got caught out by the police officer in particular. He got sent to jail for bootlegging. His wife took off with the police officer who arrested him. Left poor old George in jail and left him and divorced him in the marriage.
Left him with nothing.
That's right.
Wow.
And he was so bitter about it that when he got out of jail, he hunted down his wife, found her parked at a car or coming out of the driveway, shot her dead, called the police himself, got arrested for capital murder, which I think it was in maybe Illinois, which I think at the time had the death penalty, right?
Yeah,
if you murdered somebody, you could be sent to death. He actually went to court, and believe this or not, he explained the circumstances of why he shot his wife, and the jury exonerated him. Not manslaughter, not second degree murder, not third degree murder, not malicious. Got off scot-free, and he walked out of the jail, out of the courtroom, and I think he may have carved it not long after that.
Yeah.
So, bit of an interesting fella, old
Definitely
George
ends
Remus.
with a short finish.
That's right. Bit of a shock to the system. But look,
Wow.
I think this is a bourbon worth giving a go. It won't appeal to everyone, Marcus, right? Because of the rye and the you know, you particularly mentioned the straw finish. But I think it's got a lot of legs on it. It's made by a quality distiller. It's got really nice packaging, and you know, for $100 Australian, I think, you know,
I definitely wouldn't count it out. It's, you know,
and you got to remember, this is the heritage of stuff, and this is a fantastic bourbon, and this is, well, in Australia anyway, it sells for $200, so it's double the price.
Right, yeah. So
anyway,
where it's from, you know, it is a fair price.
Yeah.
Some may not like it, but you know, it's definitely one worth trying if you haven't, and if you're interested in George Remus or any of the other products from that area, definitely give it a go.
Hit up mybottleshop.com or .com.au and just search for George Remus. They do have a limited edition bottle that I'd love to crack open and have a look at. We don't have it here today because this, when we ship it, it ships directly from the supplier.
Yes, that's right.
I'll try and get my hands on that and see if we can do a YouTube video on that, Marcus.
Yep.
We'll crack that bad boy. That comes out once a year. So cheers, enjoy,
guys.
Marcus. Thank you.
Cheers. Until next time.
Please subscribe to the channel.
Take
Cheers.
care.
Bye.